To another episode of the Addict's Advocate. I'm your host, Dusty Dean, and today I wanted to share with you all the secrets to my sobriety success. I am almost approaching 1 year now next month, and this is the first time in over 20 years that I've been religiously sober through the battles of marijuana, alcohol addiction. I think I've finally found the secrets that have helped me maintain my sobriety, and I've learned a lot throughout the last year. I wanted to share these with you because I feel that they are empowering. They help remove the guilt and shame associated with it, and hopefully help remove the stigma associated with it as well. So anyway, we're going to get right into it. Please stay tuned through the end of the video because I do have a couple of resources that are enlightening, as well as I have my final piece of advice was truly a game changer for me that a lot of people are afraid to deal with, but I feel is utterly important to maintaining sobriety success. So with that, the first thing that I did was that I asked myself a question, and that question was simple. It was, are you done? Are you done with trying to manage your addiction in your own way? Are you done with trying to moderate your use? Are you done with the fighting, the bickering, the carrying on that happened between family members about your addiction, your use, the potential physical and legal consequences, financial consequences on top of that? And so when I truly answered that question with yes, I am done, I was willing and open to getting everything that I needed in order to be successful in my sobriety. The second thing that I did was I truly went to understand what addiction really is. A lot of people feel that it's a moral failing or it's a character flaw, but the reality of it is it's truly a chemical imbalance and it's a genetic issue. It is truly a disease. And like I said, stay to the end because I provide a resource that's going to be very important to help you understand what addiction is, what's happening inside of the brain, how the imbalance occurs, and how it's so difficult to maintain sobriety once we start going through a period of abstinence from our use. The next thing that became important for me was trying to remove myself from the addiction. And I guess the question becomes, what do I mean? Well, people that have peanut allergies, for example, they don't sit there and say to you that they are a peanut allergy. They say that they have a peanut allergy. And I think that it's important to, especially on the front end, is remove ourselves from being the addiction and recognizing that we have an addiction disorder. Guilt and shame are prevalent in the addict's mind. And through the education of what addiction truly is, we can detach ourselves from the disease. This makes, addiction separate from you, and it gives an opportunity to make an objective viewpoint about it. And I think in doing so, you can remove the feelings of imperfection and ineptitude and just generally perpetuate a cycle that just isn't healthy in trying to overcome this thing called addiction. The next thing that I did was I joined a community of like-minded people that suffered from addiction. The beauty is nowadays this can be done in numerous ways, whether it be through AA or other anonymous groups. There's the Phoenix.org now, Life Ring, Dharma, numerous other communities that help an individual maintain sobriety. So there really is an option for you out there. And I find that the benefit is that when you are surrounded by others that struggle with the same diseases you do, it increases empathy, it increases understanding, and it helps provide tools to maintain your sobriety, as well as it gives you fellowship. It helps you bounce ideas off of people, talk through struggles when they occur, through triggers. And I found that one of the best ways to do that is truly when you start on your recovery path, whether you're inside of an intensive inpatient program for a period of 30 days to get detoxed and are working with those same people that are struggling with you at the same time in the early stages of sobriety. And there's really a friendship, there's a bond that is difficult to find with people that don't understand what addiction is. So I definitely recommend, finding that community. And I have several, fortunately, and the friendships that I have built through my sobriety have just been numerous. And I feel like I'm richer in friendships now than I have ever been, and that has been a blessing. The next thing that I did, which is fundamentally for me the most important, was truly addressing my mental health. The question with addiction a lot of times is, which came first? Was it a mental health problem or was it the addiction? And, addiction can perpetuate, anxiety, depression, and things like that. But if people are anxious or depressed or suffering from trauma, grief, loss, PTSD, a myriad of things, bipolar, borderline personality disorders. There's so many ways in which people are trying to feel better about themselves. And unfortunately, substance use, alcohol use, it's become so easy to obtain, and that and gives us the quick remedy for a short period of time. And people are flat out just afraid to go and seek psychiatric help. They're afraid of getting labeled as crazy or cuckoo, which that isn't the case. Mental health has a myriad of ranges of diagnoses, and it shouldn't be something that we should be ashamed of. It's not something that we've caused. It's just something that is. And so we should find strength in getting the help, because there are medications out there to assist with healing. And I've been through the struggles of trying to find the right medications, but once I have, it has been a godsend. You feel better. Life is just easier to tackle, even in the good times and the bad. And just becoming the best version of yourself. I think that is absolutely huge. I'm thankful that I've gone through a program that addressed both my mental health as well as my addiction recovery. With that, I've never felt better. I truly, honestly, never felt better. I've battled with, like I said, addiction for over 20 years, and there's finally been a sense of peace in my life, and a peace of a place where I'm excited about what the day brings. I'm looking forward to things. I recognize that every once in a while I do have, a slight trigger, but I also remember where it leads me. I've attempted sobriety a couple times in my life with alcohol, even though I was still using marijuana. But alcohol, I lasted for about 6 years each time. And when I went back to it, I ended up having a major relapse. And within a year and a half of using each time, I had to put it down. The cycle of addiction becomes more severe as time goes on, as you get older. And the descent becomes more severe to the point where people do accidentally kill themselves in the process of overdosing, of using. And there's a lot of reasons as to why that is. And one of the resources that I'm going to provide for you right now has been a game changer in helping me understand addiction and helping you understand why relapse is so scary. And that is going onto YouTube. You go look up Nicole Labor, Dr. Nicole Labor, Labor. And she has a video, a keynote speech, which is about 55 minutes long. If you type in Nicole Labor Addiction 101, you will find that keynote speech. It has roughly, I think, 120,000 views now. The recording was roughly about 3-4 years ago. And she breaks down addiction in such a beautiful way to help you understand that, hey, this isn't you. This is the addiction and what it does. And so with that, I hope that this has been valuable for you. God bless, Godspeed. Continue the good fight one day at a time, and look forward to what the future holds in sobriety, because I believe in you. You can do it. Take care.